Chapter 1. The ghost she wore. I smelled my sister's perfume before I saw her. I froze in the doorway. A voice floated from the kitchen. "You're late." I made tea. I stepped in. "Who's there?" She came out in my sister's blue sweater. "Clara," I said. She tilted her head. "You can call me Claire, if that's easier." "My sister called you Clara." "She called me many things," she said, "mostly when she needed me." "Take the sweater off. It's mine now," she said, calm. She gave it to me. She said I keep the memories better. "That sweater doesn't hold memories." I said, "I do." She held out a chipped mug. "Drink. You look pale." "I'm not thirsty. You always say that when you're angry," she said. "I used to have a sister," I said. The kettle clicked. She set the mug down. "I'm not your enemy," she said. I promised her I'd care for everything. The plants, the bills. You promised you'd be her." I said, "No." I said I'd carry her. People need a face to speak to. She had a face. I said. She had a name. She had a life. She told me it hurt. She said. She was tired of being a story that ended the same way. "You finished her," I said. "Don't be cruel." "I'm not cruel," I said. "I'm awake." She slid open the closet and breathed in. She kept things neat. Labels, dates, your handwriting. She depended on you. And you on her. She was my sister. I said. "She still is." She said. "Just not in the way you want." I stood at the doorframe. "You're wearing her sweater. You're humming her songs. You're taking her calls." She asked me to. She said, "People hate silence." I felt the quiet. "It helps you take hold," I said. She touched the sleeve. "I miss her. I miss her more than my own name." "What is your own name?" She smiled without warmth. "You know it." "I'm not sure anymore," I said. She closed the closet. "Let me help. I'll handle the memorials. I'll talk to neighbors. I'll go to the bank." "You need rest." "I need truth," I said. She trusted me. She said. She told me things she never told you. "Like what?" "She hated hospital lights," she said. "She feared you would fall apart. She wanted me to keep the plants alive and keep you from staring at the door." "I stare at the door because you walk through it," I said. She laughed once, sad. "You're angry at a shadow." "I'm angry at a thief," I said. "You don't own grief," she said. "You don't own her." "I own my life," I said. "And you're inside it like you own the lease." "Do you want me gone?" she asked. "Yes," I said. "But you won't go." "I won't," she said. "Not yet." "Why?" "Because people need me to be her for a while," she said. "They look at me and breathe easier. They look at you and see a lie." I said. "Sometimes lies are bridges," she said. "People cross them until they can stand." "I'm not crossing," I said. "You already did," she said. "You called me Clara." "I called you Clara because that's who you are," I said. "Not her." She sipped the tea and grimaced. "It's cold. Tea dies fast." "People do too," I said. "And names die slower." She said. "Stop using hers," I said. She spoke my sister's name, soft as a prayer. Pain moved through me. She left me instructions. She said, "Passwords, letters, will." She left me a sister, I said. And then she left. "Sit," she said. "Please." "I'll stand." "Say your own name." She held my stare. "Clara." Again, "Clara." She said, "Clara." The room finally sounded honest. I breathed. "We need to move the frames," she said. "Too many eyes. We need to move you," I said. "You can't move absence," she said. "I can move you," I said. "Try." She said, "I will." She gave a tired smile. "Then let's start gently. Tomorrow, I'll call the insurance and verify the claim. You'll do nothing without me," I said. "Of course," she said. "We're family." "No," I said. "We're not." Rain softened to mist. The kettle ticked. "You don't have to hate me to miss her," she said. "I can do both," I said. "Then do both," she whispered. "But drink the tea." I picked up the mug. It was cold. I drank anyway. I'll sleep on the couch, she said. You take the bed. You won't stay. I said, for tonight. She said, for tonight. I said. I turned off the closet light. The dark closed like a book. I kept breathing. Chapter 2. The smile that Leedy woke to her humming in the kitchen. Stop that. I said. She turned. A clipped smile on her face. Good morning. Whose morning? Ours, she said. I made calls. To whom? Neighbors. The florist, the lawyer. What lawyer? Mark, she said. He's handling the will. You decided that without me. You were sleeping, she said. You needed it. I need control. You have it. We share it. We don't. She moved closer. You look better today. Don't do that. Do what? Wear her voice like clothes. She held the smile. I thought it soothed you. It doesn't. She exhaled. Fine. I'll be Clara. Good. She opened a folder on the table. We need signatures, certificates, a notarized copy. I scanned the pages. When did you get these? Yesterday. Before I arrived. Yes. I knew you'd need help. What I need is space. We can do both, she said. Grieve and file. I tapped a line. Why is she listed as survived by partner? She didn't blink. Because I was. You weren't. She asked me to be. She said. Hospitals listen to partners. She had me. You were angry with her. I was alive with her. I said. She closed the folder. Then help me finish. On one condition. Stop calling yourself her partner. She looked at the window. Words make doors. That one opened rooms. It opened a vault. I said. To her name. That vault was sealed with pain. She said. I have the hands to turn it. I'll deal with Mark. He won't trust you. He doesn't have to. He trusts me. That's the problem. She lifted her phone. I'll put him on speaker. Do it. She dialed. A rough voice answered. Clara. I'm here. She said. He's with me. Who's he? She bit the word. Her brother. Put him on. Mark said. On. I said. We're not listing any partner on the forms. That's already done, Mark said. You want the claim fast. Don't change lanes midstream. I build bridges. I said. I don't drown. He chuckled. Poetic. Come by it too. Bring IDs. We will. I said. He hung up. She studied me. You handled him. He told me enough. What? That he files before asking. I said. He's sloppy. He gets results. He gets careless. Why are you fighting me? Because you're in my house. I said. In my sister's sweater. In my future. Her smile returned. Soft, almost kind. I'm trying to save the parts of her that can be saved. That smile is a blade. Put it down. She touched her lips. This is just my face. No. It's a mask you learn from her. Does it work? It used to. Then I'll stop. I grabbed my jacket. We're leaving. It's early. I like early. She asked me to stay. Clara said. When? The night before. What did she say? Don't leave him alone. She told me. Don't leave her alone. I said. Clara laughed once. She was always splitting the weight. She knew we were the wrong shapes to carry it. And yet we carry. Clara said. Mark's office was a glass box above a pawn shop. IDs. He said. I handed mine. Clara handed hers. Simple case. He said. Tragic. But simple. Remove partner. I said. He shrugged. Won't matter. It will to me. He typed. Fine. Done. Email me copies. I said. You'll both get them. Just me. Clara's head turned. Why? Because I'm consolidating. Consolidating what? Responsibility. You're pushing me out. I'm putting you where you belong. I said. Beside, not ahead. Who ordered the death certificate rush? I asked. She did. He said. I looked at Clara. Why rush? So you wouldn't drown alone. She said. So you could breathe. I breathe fine. No. She said. You hold your breath and call it strength. I'm done. Outside. The sky looked like metal. Clara held the door. Can we talk? Talk. I didn't come to steal. She said, I came to keep her in the room until you could look at it. I'm looking. I said, I see you standing in the way. She nodded, eyes bright. Then move me. I will. I said, starting now. Chapter 3 erased and ink marks email landed before sunrise. Copies attached. I called. I need originals. That's not how we do it, he said. It is today. A beat, 9 o'clock. Clara appeared in the doorway, sweater inside out. You're leaving without me. Yes. You can't keep cutting me out. Watch me. You'll need my signature. I won't. At the copy shop, the clerk chewed gum. What are we doing? Scanning certificates. To sets. Big day. Big enough. My phone buzzed. Clara, please wait. We should do this together. I replied, not today. He slid the scans back. Anything else? Make the ink look settled, not fresh. You a filmmaker. Something like that. I called hospital records. I'm updating next of kin. Name. I gave my sisters. Remove the partner field. I said, there's a name there. There was a mistake. Updated. Email sent. I called utilities. All bills. To me. No third-party access. New password phrase. Blue sweater. Set. I called Mark again. Review the will for undue influence. You accusing me? I'm asking for sunlight. Transparency helps us both. 9. He said, and hung up. Clara waited by the building door when I returned. You don't answer. I show up. You don't belong here. I belong where her things breathe. She said, you don't know my breath. She kept pace up the stairs. What are you doing with the records? Cleaning the page. You're erasing me. I'm correcting the file. Tell me what you fear. That you become permanent. That was never the plan. Plans change. She touched the banister. I loved her. I know. Say you believe me. I believe you love the way she made you feel. That's still love. It's hunger. She flinched. Feed me a truth. Then, fine. I spoke to records, to utilities. I will speak to the bank. You will not. You're locking me out of her death. I'm locking you out of my life. She asked me to stay. She didn't ask you to replace. Her hands pressed together. I won't fight you at the bank. But let me hear what Mark says. 9. You listen. I talk. Mark's office. You again. And her. Clara kept her gaze low. I reviewed the will. Mark said, no undue influence. Witness is clean. Show me the log. He turned the monitor. 1 line. Visitor. Clara. Duration. 3 hours. Why so long? I asked. We talked about plants. Clara said, and about you? Without me. She asked me to. Mark slid certified copies. I checked seals. Email confirmation that the partner field is removed. Done. And if anyone asks for financials, you call me first. That's policy. Good. Now it's practice. Clara waited until we reached the hall. What now? Police. Her face drained. Why? To correct a file. Detective Halloran's desk was a maze of folders. You're the brother. I am. And you're the friend who keeps showing up. He said to Clara. Yes. I set the envelope down. Update the statement. I'm the sole point of contact. There's been confusion. Halloran tapped a pen. You want me to tell people to stop believing lies. I want accuracy on paper. He looked at Clara. You agree? She swallowed. He's hurting. I don't want to make it worse. That's not a yes. Halloran said. It's a yes. I said. Any reason I should worry about fraud? He asked. Someone claimed partner at the hospital. I said. It's fixed. Who? I exhaled. Clara. Halloran studied her. True. She lifted her chin. I sat with her when he couldn't. I used the word so staff would stop ignoring me. I shouldn't have. I'm sorry. He wrote. Apology noted. Don't do it again. He stamped the form. We'll log you as sole contact. Outside. Flyers tugged at a pole. Clara hugged herself. You handed me to the police. I handed truth to a file. You want me erased. I want you honest. What if honesty makes me vanish? Then you were never real. Her eyes shone you're cruel. I'm awake. We walked in silence to the corner. Lost cat notice flap. She touched the paper like it might purr. What happens to me when you finish? She asked. You start over. With what name? Your own. She nodded. Say it with me. Clara. Again, Clara. She breathed. Okay. My phone rang. A known number. Hello? Bank fraud department. A woman said, confirming password change and beneficiary update. That was me. I said, what's the new verification phrase? Blue sweater. Confirm. We've restricted third-party access. Good. I hung up. Clara managed a thin smile. You win. It's not a game. Then what is it? Maintenance. I said, and mercy, if I'm doing it. Right? Are you? I don't know yet. She stepped back toward the light. Call me if you need me. I won't. She nodded once and kept walking. Chapter 4. The insurance gamut email subject reads, claim approved. I call immediately. This is her brother. When is disbursement? A woman says, I'm Mar Reyes. Claims. Funds release at 2. Bring ID. Noted. I end the call. Clara knocks once and steps in. You saw it. She asks. I did. We'll go together. We won't. She wanted us to keep each other steady. She didn't want to be replaced. Clara exhales. Don't turn today into a war. It already was at 2. The insurance lobby is cold marble and glass. Clara arrives behind me. Truce. Proceed. A receptionist smiles. Names. I answer first. I'm the sole contact. Clara adds, and I'm support. 7th floor. The receptionist says, Ms. Reyes. Clara watches the numbers. If they ask me questions, I'll stay quiet. If they ask you questions, I'll answer. We sit outside an office. Ms. Reyes opens the door. Come in. She points to 2 chairs. I stay standing. You're the brother. She says, yes. And you're Clara. Clara nods. I was her closest friend. Ms. Reyes folds her hands. We had a discrepancy. Partner listed on hospital intake, later removed. I corrected it. I say, we'll need to hear it from both of you. Clara looks at me. I use the word. Staff wouldn't listen. I'm sorry. Thank you. Ms. Reyes says, now, the beneficiary is the estate executed through counsel, the executor, me. I say, documentation. I slide the packet. Well, confirmation. Police log. Utilities. The bank password phrase. Ms. Reyes scans. You've restricted third-party access. Yes. Clara whispers, I'm not a third party to grief. Ms. Reyes glances at her. 2 funds. Yes. A man in a navy tie enters. Patel. Branch manager. Quick check. Any contested claim? No. I say. Clara speaks quietly. I'm not contesting. I want acknowledgement. Ms. Reyes nods. Understood. Mr. Patel. Fraud flag is cleared. Patel taps a tablet. Disbursement ready. Electronic transfer. Yes. Destination. I pass the routing slip. New account. Patel frowns. We require a phone confirmation. My number is on file. He dials a line, then hands me the handset. A recorded voice asks the phrase. Blue sweater. I say. Confirm. The voice replies. Clara watches my mouth. You picked that to hurt me. I picked it to remember who this is about. Patel signs. Funds will arrive before close. Ms. Reyes closes the file. We're done. Clara's voice cracks. Wait, may I speak? Ms. Reyes nods permission. Clara faces me. I sat with her when you couldn't. I answered calls you couldn't bear. I learned her songs so the room wouldn't be empty. That is what I did. That is what I wanted credit for. I say, credit is not ownership. She nods. Then let me say goodbye to her accounts, not like a thief, but like someone who loved her. Ms. Reyes sighs. We cannot add you. I know, Clara says. I'm asking him. Patel looks at me. Up to you. Off the record. I take a breath. One are in the vault room. You can look at her safe box list while I'm present. No touching without me. Clara swallows. Thank you. We follow Patel to a small consultation room. He lays a binder on the table and leaves. Clara opens to a page. She kept movie tickets, concert bracelets, the first rent receipt. She kept everything. I say. Clara taps a margin note. Don't let him turn to iron. She wrote that. I read it and say nothing. She looks up. I never planned to take your place. You weren't invited to take hers. She asked me to be strong when you were tired. I was never tired of her. Her hands tremble. You were tired of endings. I close the binder. Time's up. Patel returns, collects the book. Courier is bringing a cashier's copy for your records. Ms. Reyes meets us at the glass door. Please sign the receipt. I sign. Clara doesn't move. Ms. Reyes speaks gently. You don't need to sign. Clara nods. I know. We step into the elevator. Mirrors hold us 3 times over. Clara stares at our reflections. Do you dream about her? Yes, in the dreams. Am I there? Sometimes. How am I wrong? The doors open. The lobby is noise and heels and rain. At the revolving door. Clara stops. What will you do with the money? Pay what she owed. Fix what she delayed. Leave the city. And leave me in it. You chose it. I chose her. The rain is steady beyond the glass. She presses the fingers to it. Will you ever forgive me? For what? For trying to keep her alive with my face. I don't know. Then tell me what to do. Be Clara. She lets her hand fall. And you? Be the brother who finishes the list. Does the list end? It ends with leaving. And if I follow, you won't find me. She almost smiles. Watch me. Patel hurries over with an envelope. Copy for you. I take it. Thanks. Clara lifts her chin. Can I hold it? For 1 second. I hand her the envelope. She presses it to her chest like a hymn and returns it. My phone buzzes. Transfer confirmation. Clara watches my eyes. It arrived. It did. Goodbye, she says. For now, I say. She turns into the rain until blue becomes gray, and gray becomes crowd, and crowd becomes nothing. Chapter 5. Disappearing act. Cashier slid the one-way ticket under the glass. Name. Does it matter? For the receipt. Put no forwarding. She smirked. That a joke. It's the plan. I took the ticket. I powered off my old phone and stared at the new one. Blank screen. No contacts. No alarms. Freedom looked like an empty home. On the bus, a woman eyed the envelope in my lap. You hold it like a baby, she said. It cries less, she smiled. And I'm nobody today. Nobody needs coffee, she said, offering a thermos. Drink, I sip. Thanks. Running for more too. Both. The city thinned the fields. I checked the voicemail. I swore to ignore it. Clara. I'm not asking for money. Call so I know you're alive. Delete. Another arrived as the signal died. Clara. I found a box with her handwriting. Come take it or I will. Double quotes. Delete. Anna nudged my shoulder. You okay? No. Want to lie instead? Yes. Good, she said. Lie. Fine. Perfect, she said, and faced the window. We crossed a copper river. I pretended the bridge erased us. At a roadside stop, I bought a cap and a razor. The cashier's nails were blue. Blue is for leaving, she said. What's that? Make me. A rumor. Night found us in a town with one light and a motel that promised color TV. Name. The manager asked. Evan. I said. ID. I set down a passport card. He nodded. Room 6. Don't run the heater and microwave together. I locked the envelope in the dresser and called the bank from the landline. Travel notices. No ATM over 200. Verification phrase. The woman asked. Blue sweater. Silence. I'm sorry for your loss. Me too. I said. The TV showed storms crawling across maps. I muted it. My new phone flashed again. Against my rule. I pressed play. Clara. I sold the sweater. I'm sorry. It smelled like her. Don't punish me by disappearing. I'll end up talking to a wall. and the wall is not kind. I set the phone on the sill like a lighthouse that promised nothing. Morning. I found the diner. The waitress had "Ann and Stitch twice. You passing through?" she asked, pouring until my cup trembled. "I hope so. What work you do?" "Lists," I said. "I finished them. That paid enough to leave." Anna slid into my booth without asking. "Coincidence," she said, "or a small town?" She tapped the envelope under my arm, still crying. "It naps now. Good. Your face looks less haunted. That's practice. You got someone calling." "Yes." "You going to answer?" "I don't know." "What did they do?" "They wore my dead sister's life like a coat," I said. Anna set down her fork. "Is it warmth you hate or theft?" "It's the way the coat fit," I said. "Like it belonged to her more than to the one who left it. Grief tries on shapes," she said. "Some look like us. Some look like strangers. Which one am I today? A man who wants to be forgiven for surviving. I don't need forgiveness. Then you need breakfast." She paid Dot back at the motel. 3 new voicemails waited. "Clara." Detective Halloran asked if I'm harassing you. I told him I'm making sure you eat. Delete. Clara. Mark says you moved funds quiet. Good. Be boring. Boring people live. Delete. Clara again. Softer. I kept one thing. The movie ticket from the night we laughed at the wrong parts. If you want it, say the word. I didn't delete that one. I put the phone in the drawer with the envelope and closed it like a door on a sleeping child. Evening. I walked to the river, where water braided around dark stones. A boy skipped rocks. 5. He said, "Teach me. Flat ones only. Wrist, not arm." I tried. To skips. He applauded like it mattered. "You from here?" He asked. "No." "What's your name?" I tasted the lie again, Evan. He accepted it and taught me patience in the language of widening circles. Back in the room, I shaved. Changed my part. Practiced a different walk. The envelope waited. I unlocked it and laid out receipts. Hospice, rent, the last power bill. The headstone deposit. I wrote checks. My hand shook. The phone lit once more. A text. "Clara, I'm not hunting. I'm following the crumbs you left. On purpose. If you want me gone, stop feeding me." I typed. Erased. Typed again. In the end I wrote, "Be Clara." Her reply came fast. "I'm trying." I set the phone face down. The room held its breath with me. Somewhere the heater clicked. Like a metronome. I counted. 1, 2, 3. I waited for sleep to learn my new name and believe it was mine at last. Chapter 6. The hunt begins. Not came at 3 a.m. Go away. I said. A quiet voice. Open, Evan. Only to people knew the name. I slid the chain. Say it again. Open, Evan. Clara said. Please. You shouldn't be here. I already am. I cracked the door. Rain braided her hair. She carried a damp paper. How did you find me? You taught me. She said. Lists. Habit. Blue sweater. Rivers. Point. You left a trail because you wanted to be found. Or you wanted to believe that. She raised the paper. I have a room key. The manager thinks grief deserves exceptions. Let me in. No. You can keep the chain. I let the door ride the chain's limit. She stepped into the wedge of light, shivering. You're soaked, I said. Then let me speak. She set the paper on the table. I wrote what I want to say so I won't perform it. Read it. No. She said, you read. I kept the chain, scanned the page. My name is Clara. I am not your sister's ghost. I am a person who loved her badly. You practiced humility. I practiced truth, she said. Keep going. I sat with her, not to own her, but to delay an ending. I used the word partner because staff listened to it. I shouldn't have. I'm sorry. You already said that. You didn't believe me. What do you want? Not money. What then? Permission to exist outside your anger. Yes, she added, because you keep the room where she still breathes. You hate me, she whispered. I hate what you wore. I wore warmth, she said. You wore her name. I don't want it anymore. Then leave. She swallowed. Answer me first. Did she forgive me? The night I told her I wished I had met her before you, you told her that. Yes. And she said, she laughed. Clara said, she said, you to argue the same in every universe. Then she slept. I felt the ground tip. She didn't tell me. She knew you would break, Clara said. She wanted one of us to walk. You kept walking. No, she said. I ran in circles until the floor remembered her steps. That's obsession. You came to confess. I came to close. You could write a letter. I tried. Letters are doors that never open. Help me anyway. She said. How? Say the line that frees me. There isn't one. Try. She pleaded. I let the door close, slid the chain free, and reopened. She stepped in, dripping onto the carpet. I locked the deadbolt. Sit. I said. She sat. Do you think I killed her? She asked. No. Do you think I stole her? Yes. How do I give her back? You don't. Then what is left for me? Your own life. Under your name. She stared at her hands. When I say Clara, it feels thin. Give it weight. She is in my mouth when I wake, she said. She is in mine when I sleep. I wanted you to hate me, she said. Hate is a straight line. Grief is a maze. You got both. I don't want both anymore. Me neither, she slid a ticket stub across the table. I kept it selfishly. You should store it, leave it. Why did you sell the sweater? I asked. It hurt, she said. Every fold yanked the memory loose. You used it as a password. You used it as a wall, she said. I followed your crumbs, she said. But I wasn't haunting. You were. I wanted proof you were still moving. You found it. I also found a version of me that doesn't survive your silence. That isn't my responsibility. No, she said. But it is my reality. How long will you stay? Until I hear the line that lets me stop. I can't. Write it for you. Then write it for yourself, she said. I'll borrow it until mine arrives. I close my eyes. Here is mine. I do not owe the debt a reenactment. She breathed out again. I do not owe the dead a reenactment. And me. I don't owe the living a replacement. She nodded. Then I can sleep. You can't stay here. I rented room 5, she said. The manager is kind to Rain. She stood. Will you walk to the river tomorrow? No. Breakfast? No. Say my name, Clara. She closed her eyes. Thank you. She reached for the knob. I stopped her. One more thing. Did you ever plan to take the money? No. She said. I planned to take the calls, to answer the midnight questions, to be the voice that says, drink water, turn off the light, sleep. Money can't do that. I can do that for myself. Can you? I'm learning. Then I'll stop leaving messages. Leave one. I said. Say goodbye. She recorded and pressed send. My new phone chimed. I'll come by at noon. She said. If you're gone, I'll understand. If I'm gone, I said. I'm still listening. To what? To the line I wrote. She smiled. Then we're both learning. The door closed. Rain went back to its work. I unfolded the ticket stub and set it beside the envelope. To prove that love and money are not the same weight, I lay back and practiced, breathing like a person who plans to wake. I slept, eventually. Chapter 7. Karma's mirror morning came like a clean page. I tried to write a normal line on it. Anna knocked. Walk. Yeah. We followed the river. She skipped a stone. You look lighter. I slept. Because she found you. Because. I let the chain hang without locking it. That's progress. Any news? My phone is full of it. Read me the worst. I checked. Mark first. I hit call. He answered. You win. I didn't know we played. My firm is off her case. He said, no more filings. She can't pay. And she's radioactive. Why? She used partner to pull charts. Made staff angry. Poked at records after hours. I covered once. I won't again. Send me a letter. I said, I need paper. You'll get it. And I'm sorry. Your sister was decent, thank You? I ended the call. Anna watched me. So one pillar fell. Yes, more. Detective Halloran. I said, and dialed. He picked up. You still out of town? Yes. Good. For your sake and hers. I warned her last night. No more visits, no late requests, no hospital calls. I log another stunt, and the judge won't like it. Is she charged? No. She's tired and mouthy and too smart for her own safety. I told her to go home and be herself. Did she listen? She tried to argue that being herself requires your address. That ended. I said, then keep it ended. He said, one more thing. You wanted accuracy on paper. We finished. You are sole contact. Her name is clear, thank you. You want a restraining order? No. You sure? I want quiet more than punishment. I respect that. He said, call if she crosses a line. I hung up. Anna kicked a leaf. To pillars. 3. I said, the bank called. Her access is 0. Are you proud? I'm steady. Steady can be a kind of pride. I'll take it. We reached the diner. The waitress poured. You'd like bad news with your eggs. I like closure, I said. Anna lowered her voice. Work. I asked at the hardware store. I said, shelves, inventory, keys. The manager said, can you lift sadness? I said, some days. He told me to start Monday. Good. Anna said, you need hands that do things. I mailed the last hospital bill. I said, I scheduled the headstone. The cutter sent a picture. The stone looks like a small, quiet hill. Anna touched my wrist. I'm glad. My phone buzzed. A new voicemail. I put it on the formica like a heavy coin. Do it, Anna said. I hit speaker. Clara's voice came thin. I met with a job counselor. She asked for 2 forms of ID. I have one. The other is a bruise. I keep telling people, I'm Clara. They ask, Clara who? I say, just Clara. Call if you want me to stop calling. Silence. Anna stirred sugar. She's cracking or forming. I said, you think she's dangerous. I think she's drowning loud. Loud is good, Anna said. We can hear it. I nodded. I called the cutter. Can I add a line? What line? No reenactments. He laughed. Done. Back at the motel, the manager leaned on the counter. Your friend came by. Which friend? The wet one. She booked a week, paid cash, room 5. Yup, thanks. He looked at me. You okay with that? I don't control rivers. I said, only bridges. I worked through the afternoon, sorting the envelope into smaller stacks. Debt, gift, leave. Each stack was a sentence. I kept the smallest. Near dusk, a knock. No one. Just a small paper bag. A roll. A boiled egg. A note. Eat. Stubborn man. See, I carried it to Anna's porch. She laughed. War or care? I can't tell. Eat anyway. We ate. The sky turned copper. Children yelled somewhere, safe in their noise. I checked my phone. Another voicemail. I hit play. Clara. Mark won't return my calls. He sent me a letter with words like conflict and withdraw. Halloran says to rest. I don't know how. I walk past your old street and the windows won't look at me. I am learning how invisible feels. I close my eyes. I did this. You corrected a file. Anna said, it feels bigger. You corrected your heart. That part argues. Let it, she said. I whispered, I do not owe. The debt or reenactment? Again. I do not owe the debt or reenactment. And the living? I don't owe the living a replacement. She nodded. That's a spine. Night fell. I walked back and found Clara sitting on the curb under the flicker. Don't, I said. I'm not here to plead, she said. I'm here to report. Report what? I told my mother the truth. I love a woman who died, and I tried to wear her silence. My mother said, you always wore loud things badly. I laughed. That's good. I tried to volunteer at the clinic, she said. They said no until my paperwork is straight. I said, I bend. I don't break. They said, paper breaks first. You will fix it. I will try. I won't help. I said, I know. She said, that's the new rule. We sat quiet. A moth worked the neon like a hard math problem. She stood. Before I go, I want to say the worst line in my head. Say it. You took everything. She whispered, but you will never erase me from your head. The words hit. I didn't look at her. You're probably right. I don't want it to be true forever, she said. I want it to be true for a season. I can live with a season. Then we have time. She walked toward room 5. I called after her. Clara. She turned. Be Clara, I said. She put a hand over her chest. I am trying. Inside. I sat and let the quiet climb the walls. I called Halloran. He answered. Problem. No. I'm checking in. That's new. I'm trying to be boring. Boring people live. He said, you sound clear. Keep it that way. I thanked him and hung up. I wrote a letter to myself. Rules. I wrote, eat, work, sleep, pay what you owe. Talk before midnight. No reenactments. No replacements. No doors left open just to hear footsteps. I taped the rules to the mirror. The phone buzzed one last time. I let it go to voicemail. I did not press play tonight. I lay back, hands on my ribs, and counted my breaths like coins I planned to keep. Chapter 8, Silence or Forgiveness. He waited at the river before sunrise. The motel neon died one letter at a time until only O burned. I practiced the rule out loud. No reenactments. Footsteps scraped gravel. Devin, she said. Clara, she stopped beside me, arms tight. I didn't sleep. I did. I said, for once, you look different. I wrote a life down. I said, simple, boring. I saw your rules, she said. The manager let me pass. He's soft. You shouldn't have gone in. I know. She said, I wanted proof you were real without me. You have it. She nodded. Then this is the last time. Make it count. Her hands shook. I wore her like a coat because I couldn't carry winter alone. I know. I used partner because it opened doors. I know. I loved her, she said, badly. But I did. I don't doubt that. She looked at the water. People say love saves. Mine rearranged furniture and called it saving. I called it theft. You were right, she exhaled. I'm sorry. I heard you before. I'm hearing you now. Will you forgive me? She asked. For which part? For taking her name like it was mine. Yes. And for trying to be your shield when she died. Forgiveness isn't permission, I said. But yes. Her shoulders sagged. Thank you. I don't forgive the forms, I added. The partner line was wrong. It was, she said. I accept that. Good. She took out a folded bag. I bought the sweater back. I can't keep it. Give it to someone cold. I said, not to me. Okay, we walked the bank. What happens after this? She asked. I leave. I said, small job, quiet, and me. You start as Clara, not an echo. Where? Rooms with cheap light, work that asks for hands, not altars. She smiled weakly. Paper breaks first. Keep filing. I said, bring 2 IDs that say the same name. I will. She offered the movie ticket. You should keep it. I kept it long enough. I said, tearing it and letting the halves go. The river can remember. She watched the pieces vanish. Forgiveness or cruelty. Release. I said, we listened to water solve its problems. Halloran said, to disappear. She whispered, he said boring people live. He's right. I don't know how to be boring. Start with eggs, not drama. She nodded. I can do eggs. I took a breath. Say your name, Clara. Again, Clara. And mine. She hesitated. Evan, good. I said, now say her name once and leave it with the wind. She did, soft as a bell. The sound opened and emptied. No. Reenactments. I said, no reenactments. She echoed. And no replacements. No replacements. We turned toward town. Streetlights clicked off like a spine learning to stand. At the corner she stopped. Take my phone. No. It's full of messages I shouldn't send. Delete them. I said. Silence is heavy. But it doesn't rot. If I fall, may I call you once? Call Halloran. Call a counselor. Call the clinic. And you? I'll be at a distance you can respect. Tears climbed her eyes. That sentence is mercy. And prison? It's a boundary, I said. Will you ever want to hear from me again? Maybe when the lines on paper match your name, I said. Maybe when a year passes and you've lived it without borrowing. A year, she whispered. Do you still think of me at night? She asked. I think of the silence you filled. I said, I'm learning to sleep without it. Then I did one good thing, she said. I taught you what not to need. Maybe we taught each other. You taught me that love without permission is a costume, she said. And you taught me revenge without rest is a treadmill. Are we done? She asked. Not until we go to the hill. I said, the hill, the cemetery. The stone arrived. Today, now. We walked through pale morning. The headstone sat small and honest. She read the inscription, traced the dates. The line I added. No reenactments, she whispered. I chose a line I could wake under, I said. She rested her forehead against the stone. I'm sorry, she said again. The stone did not ask for more. I set down a white flower. Goodbye, I said to the name. Goodbye, Clara said, voice steady. Back at the gate she turned. I will not haunt you. I will not wear her. I will not call at midnight. Thank you. If I forget, I'll read your rules in my head, right? Your own, I said. They'll fit better. She lifted a hand. This is goodbye for a long time. I said, be well, Evan, be Clara. She smiled like a beginning, not an apology, and walked away without looking back. I didn't follow with my eyes. I kept them on the road because for once it was mine, not at the motel. I packed the rules, the headstone receipt, the empty envelope. I left the key on the dresser and thanked the manager. You leaving for good? He asked. For better. I said. Anna was on her porch. Coffee, 1 cup. I said. Then I go. She poured. How's your face? Less haunted. And your heart, under construction. Boring people live, she said. I can try. I finished the cup, shouldered my bag, and walked to the bus with a spine made of sentences I could keep. When the driver asked my name for the ticket, I said it clearly, and the window did not change it. I sat by the aisle and watched the town shrink, and for once the leaving did not feel like theft. It felt like work and like mercy. The road held. The day opened. I breathed and did not rehearse. In the seat's small mirror, I met my own eyes. I said my name again, softly, until the syllables steadied. No reenactments, no replacements, just breath and the road ahead.